Hello Lancers, and welcome back to a brand new semester. This is CBU TV's February show. I'm Amanda Palacios.
And I'm Teddy Pena.
The spring sports season brings the beginning of both the soccer and basketball intramurals. Our reporters Brett Rosen and Elmer Mejia Sagasume have more information on the competition structure and start dates.
Welcome back, Lancers, to a new semester. And a new semester means new intramural sports.
Today, me and Elmer got the chance to talk with Andrew and Marissa, two student leads here at CBU Rec Center, about basketball and soccer. They also got the chance to talk with us about a variety of other sports that they are having and E-League teams. So with that, let's get it started. So the first question would be, how is the league going to be ran, the dates and times of the games?
So our basketball league is going to start January 31st, and games are going to be from 6:30 to 9:30 on Monday through Thursday.
When does the intramural soccer tournament start?
The league starts on February 28th, and it goes till March 31st, and sign-ups end February 22nd, so still have some time to sign up.
I asked Melissa what the competition structure will look like. Will there be yellow and red cards? How many players per team? And how many games will be played per week?
So we are going to have two different leagues. We have a co-ed competitive and a co-ed rec. Both leagues have Monday through Thursday, 3:45 to 5:45 games, so anywhere in between there. Teams can have up from 1 to 2 games per week, not too many. And then on the field, it'll be 7v7. There will be refs, but I do not believe there'll be yellow or red cards, but there will be refs.
What's the time limits on the games are going to look like halves-wise? And also, will there be foul outs? And if so, how many fouls can a player have before he gets ejected?
Yeah, so we're going to have two 20-minute halves, so the games will be about 40, 50 minutes with timeouts and things, and players will get 6 fouls before they foul out.
For students who are interested in signing up for intramural soccer, where can they go to sign up?
Yeah, so we have a new CBU intramural app, actually. So you can either download that or go to the IM League's website, or there's an IM League's app as well. Any of those will allow you to sign up for the league.
Lastly, are there any other competitions that Lancers could maybe sign up for?
Yeah, we actually have some other leagues coming up. We have some passive leagues. We have a volleyball passive league. We have ping pong. We have wiffle ball. And then not only that, we have some esports. We have NBA 2K. We have MLB The Show. We have League of Legends and Rocket League.
Sounds like a lot of fun, a lot of competitions for people. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
I am Elmer Mejia Sagasume.
I'm Brett Rosen.
And remember, if you're interested in playing now in future intramural sports, sign up at imleagues.com.
That was great information, Brett and Elmer. Make sure to sign up while you still can. Well, now, let's talk about the topic everyone is concerned about, which is the safety of coming back to campus after a long winter break due to the COVID-19 pandemic. For Lancers Noticias, Diana Villa has more on how students here on campus feel about the surge of the Omicron and other COVID-19 variants.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Yo soy Diana Villa y esto es Lancers Noticias. El coronavirus sigue afectando al estado de California. La variante Omicron está al tope entre los infectados. El regreso a clases ha puesto nuevos desafíos para los estudiantes. Aquí están los detalles.
Aunque el Consejo Ejecutivo retrasó el regreso a clases en la Universidad de California Baptist, estudiantes han regresado a otro semestre en persona con las regulaciones actuales que la escuela ha impuesto.
No tenemos tantas comunidad y es diferente. No hay tantos eventos y no podemos pasar tantos tiempos juntos.
No puedo escuchar a los maestros, muy trabajoso para mirar a la gente, no sabemos con quién estamos y pues a veces quieres conocer a otra persona pero no sabes.
Varias regulaciones que aún siguen en puestas son: todos los estudiantes tienen que usar mascarilla adentro de lugares públicos, el uso de Campus Clear para determinar su estado físico, Chapo sigue en línea y si alguna persona está infectado, será aislado.
He visto que en las clases veo que los estudiantes no se ponen la mascarilla o si los maestros o profesores les preguntan para ponérselos, si se lo ponen o a veces se los quitan. Creo que es el temor de que me voy a contagiar con un estudiante que está al par mío, que no sabe que está positivo. Creo que es bien difícil saber cómo está como esta enfermedad aquí en el campus, así que no tenemos mucho acceso a saber cuáles estudiantes están saliendo positivos o negativos.
Bueno, eso es todo lo que tenemos para el día de hoy. Para Lancers Noticias, yo soy Diana Villa.
Thank you, Diana. These are the many concerns of many students here on campus. Ignacio Dominguez has more information on how and why we have seen new COVID-19 variants.
COVID-19 continues to spread through the world, and the newest variant, Omicron, has made the efforts to ending the pandemic more difficult. California now surpassing more than 7 million cases. So why are we seeing so many new variants? I spoke to an infectious disease doctor to find out. Infectious disease specialist Dr. Analir Roque from Atlanta, Georgia, has been working through the pandemic, treating patients with COVID-19.
Mutations just means that there are errors in the replication of the virus. The same happens with COVID-19. There are errors in the replication of a virus. There are thousands of errors constantly. However, what happens when we get one of these variants is that one of those errors ends up being efficacious for the virus and can lead to more infectivity, can lead to worse disease, can lead to the host being us, spreading it around more. And thinking about evolution, the virus wants to continue to be around. That is the virus's goal. And to be around, it has to be spread more, has to cause more problems, and it has to find more hosts. So that's how mutations work in the virus. And that is not an unusual thing. We've known for a very, very long time that RNA viruses like COVID-19 mutate very frequently. The problem that we are encountering is that there are still a lot of hosts for the virus. And there are a lot of hosts because a lot of people in this country have yet to be vaccinated. And once you eliminate that host, if you vaccinate the majority of the population, the virus has less chances to mutate because there's less people to infect.
Over 70% of California has now been vaccinated, and 52.1% of the state has now been boosted. But many are still contracting the virus. So what makes a difference in being vaccinated or unvaccinated?
For those that are fully vaccinated and are also getting infected, we also know that for the most part, infection tends to be a lot more mild. We're not talking about hospitalizations. We're talking about the difference between oxygen and hospitalization versus being at home with a cold.
And for the many waiting to see the end of this pandemic, health officials say the only way to see that
Get vaccinated, get vaccinated, get vaccinated. That is the best way. And we are having the greatest challenges in people under the age of 45 and getting them vaccinated. Partly because we think we're invincible, we're young, and that is not the case with this virus.
For CBU TV, I am Ignacio Dominguez.
Thanks for informing us, Ignacio. It is very important to continue staying safe during this COVID-19 surge. With Black History Month just around the corner, reporter Marquise Brown sat down with Armin Patrick to discuss the importance of learning about African American stories and how to get involved during Black History Month. Let's see what they had to say.
Thank you, Teddy. I'm Marquise Brown, and I'm here with Armand Patrick. We're here today to talk about the Black History Month and how being an African American has affected our lives and the importance of the month and bringing recognition and awareness to our experiences. So let's go ahead and start talking about the first question of what does Black History Month mean to you?
Yeah. What does Black History Month mean to me? When I think about Black History Month, it gives me an opportunity to pause. It gives me an opportunity to pause and really reflect on just where Black Americans have come from.
Yeah. definitely. I totally agree to what you said with, you know, pausing and kind of thinking about where we came from, and who, like I said, paved our world and our experiences. I think Black History Month, what it means for me is just kind of like an opportunity to reconnect. So to reconnect with people who are also outside of our community, but mainly to reconnect with people within our community, and to acknowledge that we both and we all have similar experiences, similar struggles, and that we're here to support each other, and we see each other succeeding and struggling, moving along. How has being African American influenced your day-to-day life? So everyday life, how has it affected you?
How has it affected me? You know, I think one of the biggest things, and this is something from an even different context, like even from church, like, you know, leaders just telling me, hey, like, you're always in a fishbowl. Kind of just what they meant by that is like you're always being watched, and you know exactly like how you conduct yourself like matters, but also like help people understand and see like, you know, just because like I'm conducting myself like in a way that's like honorable and like that's professional and that's kind, like that doesn't mean that I'm white. I've been told I've been the whitest Black person people have ever known. I'm so serious.
And I find that like to not be insulting, but it's like I'm not white.
I'm not.
I think one of the major developments is that people are more supportive now than ever, and people are more willing to learn and, you know, equip themselves when things like that happen, like injustice things happen all the time around us, and being more informed about experiences, and, you know, understanding what God wants us to do and how He wants us to act, and looking for those red flags and having the strength to say something and step up when others don't have that. Yeah. It was a pleasure talking to you and kind of discussing a little bit more about your experiences, both here on campus and your day-to-day life. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. And then, like he said, if you are interested, you can follow them on Instagram
at CBUBSU.
Yeah, CBUBSU. And their meetings are, you said
Wednesdays at 5 p.m.
in the business building, guys. Thank you, Armand.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, Marquise, it's conversations like these that help to bring awareness toward the daily struggles of African Americans. To wrap up CBU Sports, Wyatt Mitchison had the opportunity to interview the women's basketball coach.
You have two people that are back and are front runners for the WAC Player of the Year, that in Ani Olaita, who won it last year, and Caitlin Harper. You have Ani, who is repeating what she did, rebounding and assisting, but now her scoring has jumped not only more, but now she's even more efficient than she was, scoring at a bigger rate. And then you have Caitlin Harper repeating everything she's doing, but scoring nearly 20 points a game. What feeds in not only to their success, but their scoring jumps?
I mean, I think they're just two really determined, you know, women that, you know, have set some goals for themselves, and they've put the work in to be successful. In terms of like what changed with the scoring, I mean, that's an interesting question. I hadn't really thought about it too much, because especially with Ane, like she plays so unselfishly. You know, with the passing, her assist numbers, I think she's first in the country in assists per game. So I guess maybe sometimes we overlook some of the scoring. And honestly, Caitlin is, you know, probably the best teammate we have, you know, and so I think sometimes we kind of forget that how great of an individual that she is. But, you know, certainly we're a better team with both those guys, and we're pretty thankful they're on our side.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, every time I watch it, just seeing an Ani drive and a kick out, or a layup that just doesn't look like it's going to fall, but it's just perfect as it comes in off the glass. It's just amazing to see. And, you know, this year and every year I get to talk to you, and I just mentioned how astonishing your depth is. Every year, 1 through 15 can give you solid minutes on the court. And this year you have a resurging Georgia Dale, kind of finding her footing once again, and you have a brand new face in Trinity San Antonio giving you great production. How do you always get the most out of these bench units?
I think, you know, Georgia is, obviously she's a real crowd favorite. She's really fun to watch. And she's had good years in the past. Last year, she, struggled through injury and really was, didn't contribute as much as she would like to. So I think she really came back this year determined to, make sure that she had a great season and was able to kind of work through any obstacles that came in her way. And, one of the things I think she's done a great job of is just her rebounding. She's been one of our best rebounders, and she's only like 5'6", 5'5", 5'6". So it's not like she's some sort of monster or anything in there, but she just plays so big. And, that's been a real save. It's really saved us in a few games, like just her being able to get so many defensive rebounds. And then with Trinity, kind of similar in that she's just so much fun to watch. She's so fast. You never really know what to expect with freshmen. There's some talent there because you recruited them, but until they get here and really start working, you don't get a good feel for like how good they're going to be. But I think it was pretty clear early on with her, just from her work ethic and her intensity, that she was going to be a special player. And, I'm really excited to see where she can take this, over the next couple of years. And I think she's just going to, be one of the best players that's played here. And I think people are just going to really enjoy watching her play over the next couple of years and watch her grow and turn into just a great player.
Thank you, Wyatt. That was such a great interview. It's always exciting to hear from our women's basketball coach. For our last story, we have some breaking news. Well-known restaurant Mr. T's unfortunately burned down in the downtown Riverside area recently. Reporter Ivania Montez has all the details on this tragic incident.
I'm here in downtown Riverside on the corner of Main and 13th Street, where yesterday the Riverside Fire Department received a call that a fire was taking place at 6:29 a.m., that building being Mr. T's family restaurant. Now, it was reported that it took 30 men to control this fire. However, no one was reported to be injured. And this incident is still listed as undetermined. If you look closely to the structure, everything is completely burnt. It is in that A-frame building at the top that you notice with the opening, and there is still smoke that can be smelled. Now again, no one was reported to have been injured. However, sadly, Mr. T's restaurant is now permanently closed. The history of the structure goes back till 1963, according to the building permit, where it was originally an IHOP. On Tuesday, the Press Enterprise spoke with Battalion Chief Bruce Vanderhorst, where he had stated that the structure was severely compromised. This building is a total loss. The restaurant had already went through 4 or 5 different fires. However, this last one left it to ashes. Reporting live from downtown Riverside, I am Ivania Montes.
Next for our show, we have What's Going On in the World. To kick off this segment, the Super Bowl is just around the corner on Sunday, February 13th. Don't forget to buy your favorite snacks to enjoy during this national sports event.
The lack of COVID-19 testing sites and shortage of test kits has caused a need for an opening of a mega site, which is set to open in Beverly Hills on Santa Monica Boulevard soon.
Almost everyone has heard of the movie Encanto, released in 2021. With no surprise, the Encanto soundtrack has returned to #1 on Billboard's 200 albums chart.
No way, I love that movie. I guess everyone is talking about Bruno. Before we wrap up the show, CBU invites you to the Lunar New Year here on campus to celebrate the New Year of the Tiger. At the celebration, there will be food, games, and a performance of the traditional lion dance. Come join the celebration on Thursday, February 3rd at the Lancer Plaza.
Well, that's all we have for you today. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on Instagram at CBU_TV. For CBU TV, I am Teddy Pena.
And I am Amanda Palacios. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Bye, Lancers.